The mountains out west have this irresistible pull, but the streams and rivers lining the map will enchant a certain group of people like nothing on the planet. It's the spotted creatures that call these waterways home that'll break a grown man's heart or bring pure euphoria.
That's one of the biggest cutthroat I've ever seen, dude.
Chasing trout during the western spring brings the complexity of thousands of square miles of water melting out of the high mountains and flooding the watersheds trout call home.
Dude, that was epic. He's thick, dude.
Willing to do whatever it takes, we're departing on an expedition to find some of the meanest fish calling Utah, Idaho, and the greater Bonneville Basin home.
It tastes like dirty lettuce.
Dirty lettuce.
We'll find a good one tomorrow and eat it.
Though high water brings its unique challenges, days of research had brought us to the start of a plan too perfect to fail.
That's it. No! Are you?
Fish are still not eating.
Freaking kill myself.
And it feels good when a plan comes together. Follow along as we go hand to hand with some of the biggest, most memorable fish of our entire lives.
Okay. It's making me
Who's it? Is he progressive, you said?
progressive.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Just
Okay.
be safe, just a one on it. Just...
Just show a little cleavage. Hike the skirt up. We're good.
That's a good omen, dude. Do you think the salmon flies have started to emerge because of
That's
this?
probably what it means we're not going to catch a fish.
There's one bug that will turn any trout into an absolute predator, and every spring with just the right amount of luck and timing, it'll make for the best fly fishing on the planet.
So I just went down to the boat ramp and shined my light and in the water, and they just all were just moving underneath the ramp. I'm not seeing a ton, so I'm assuming they all haven't hatched, which means that I think the nymphs are still moving.
Dude, were you the kid that just had a jar full of bugs in your room?
Dude, I never realized getting into fly fishing, how like you nerd out on bugs. It tastes like dirty lettuce.
Dirty lettuce.
We'll find a good one tomorrow and eat it.
The idea originally today was to camp in a campground, but it's almost midnight and we just thought it'd be a lot more efficient to just sleep in the back of the truck by the boat ramp. So
The Idaho salmon fly hatch is all about perfect timing. Before these bugs become adults, they have to journey from the middle of the river all the way out to the bank where they'll go and hatch into their adult form. This journey is where these opportunistic trout munch on this bug. The good and bad news about this section of river is that there are more than enough salmon flies to feed these hungry fish. To be successful, we would need to be on the river at the very start of the hatch. Otherwise, the fish would be too full and ignore our fly.
Things are warming up. It's getting later in the morning, so I think we're in a good spot right now to just kind of wait and see if the bugs go off, and if not, we'll still be in the right spot because the fish are still not eating. So
that's one way of looking at things.
hey, glass half full, man. We're in the right spot no matter what. So I think we'll just kind of sit here and wait. If not, just pull anchor and go down.
Not bad. No.
Dude, a fish is a fish.
Nice little guy.
I swung a streamer for a good chunk of time there, and they weren't interested in that either. So they're either being super picky because there's giant salmon fly nymphs crawling all over the place, and why would they eat anything else, or We just really suck at fly fishing.
I might just be cutting this and throwing something else.
Like that's
Parker, I don't know,
impressive, dude.
That one might be
Right here.
Nice work, dude. Sure you didn't need the net for that guy?
Yeah, I need it. As he freaking hooks me.
Some late morning cloud cover had moved in, and the salmon fly hatch was really starting to turn on.
Dude,
Top water, dude.
we got the salmon fly eat. Oh, it's a cutthroat, dude.
That's a cutthroat.
Beautiful.
What we didn't know is things were about to take a huge turn for the worst.
Here is the rain.
This was the worst case scenario, and in an effort to get out of the rain, we went north on a side quest that would turn out to be infinitely better than the salmon fly
They're like
hatch.
right here. Literally, they're out of your feet. Like literally right in front of you.
That's freaking wild.
Like my cast was literally like 3 feet out.
No way.
You on?
Yeah, it feels big, but I don't know, dude. Thanks, dog. Dude, look at that boy. There we go. Bring him in, doggy. Dude, he ate the meemaw, dude. That is so
Boy,
He was hungry.
he was way hungry.
Dude! Oh my god! Alright, you gotta let me get in on this. Oh my gosh! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Yeah, let's go, bro. Dude, look at that thing.
Dude!
Every once in a blue moon, we stumble into unforgettable fish, and we were getting the show of a lifetime from the iconic Yellowstone cutthroat. The murky shorelines of the lake were forcing the trout to get more aggressive with their hunt for food, which turns out to be the perfect conditions to make a big white streamer dance.
Oh! Dude, look at that guy. He's thick, dude.
The salmon fly hatch clearly wasn't going our way. It seems like many times when plans go sideways fly fishing, we're forced to explore and often stumble into some of our most remarkable days on the water.
So this way goes this way, this side, and that way goes that side.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't understand any of that.
This stays on my side.
Okay.
That goes on your side.
This goes. Okay. I think you're right, dude.
The allure of catching trout the size of a humpback whale on a fly rod takes us all over the western United States. This time, the barren high country desert.
More.
This
Yeah.
like natural.
Yeah, hunch a little bit better.
We're going fly
Holy
fishing.
crap, dude. Can you just make the vehicle go straight? All winter long, we've been waiting for the opportunity to get back on the river and actually do some good fishing. Everything's getting blown out right now. All the water's chocolatey and muddy, so we do what any amateur angler does when the water conditions aren't great.
Walk right above through those riffles.
I know
You
the good stuff.
Stacked right in here in these riffles is going to be a shit today.
A little windy, brother.
I think it's windy enough. There's not going to be any action probably for the
In typical high desert fashion, this place was an absolute windstorm, and even though this crusty landscape looks worthless to most people, for those of us chasing big trout, it's paradise.
Our best skillet thing, was it?
Nope.
So, I ended the day with 0 fish and a giant tangle in my nymph rig.
I got 5 rods up here. We got 200 yards to go before our camp, maybe a little bit more, and it's not worth it to break them all down because we're gonna go mousing tonight. So I'm riding up here with my safety strap.
That's how you know we're eating good, dude.
Giant fish ate right off our campground.
Put on some power bait.
Put on a pack of Bar S on the.
Power bait and a treble hook should do the trick. Ow. 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 That's not working.
I'm excited to be here. That's most of it, right?
Yep.
Let's go to bed. Catch some fish tomorrow. Okay?
Dude, your tent blocks out the light good. You could be in there until 10 a.m.
I know that's the problem, dude.
That's crazy.
How'd you sleep?
Fun.
Think we'll catch any whitefish today?
I freaking hope so. You deserve to.
9 guys over there.
Well, that's great.
So
Great news.
we'll find somewhere to be.
How do you feel just showing these whiteys who's dad, dude? Well, we're,
After yesterday, dude, and after a long winter of mostly snowboarding and not that much fishing, just getting on any fish right now feels freaking
yeah,
awesome.
buddy. What is it? We got some skunk off on a northern bone. You know, I used to not love these fish, but they do make a good day.
All of us were eager to get on some big trout, and it really didn't take long for the curse of the northern bonefish to set in.
That big deep run. Show me your whitey, dude. Show me your northern bonefish.
Here in the wide open desert, the wind can be brutal. With hurricane force gusts and a severe lack of trout, things were not going our way. Having spent all winter dreaming about a lights out trout day with fish so big they were hard to hold, we decided to call it. Lucky for me, I'm really stubborn.
That sounded fishy.
I couldn't let it go, and in just a few weeks we were back on the same stretch of water, this time determined not to leave until we found the fish.
I had a giant hit on the freaking cast right before, and then I thought I was on a rock, dude, and the rock started to move in the river.
In less than 15 minutes, I'd gotten a giant eat swinging streamers with a spay rod.
Dude, that's the kind of fish we come out here for, and every once in a while you see one of those and you're like, there's no way this thing doesn't live in the ocean. Like the fact that resident fish get that big is insane to me.
That fish had destroyed a streamer, and Parker and I both knew that tying on a small nymph would be the ticket to catching more of those behemoth trout. The only problem in this plan is giant trout have a way of bending out and breaking size 18 hooks.
Parker, don't lose it!
That's the best but the worst feeling. Kept hitting bottom, thought I was hitting bottom, and lost 2 fish today. And then finally hooked into one.
It didn't take long for us to put on a clinic, losing these giant fish.
So while you got this
he's
fish
nice.
on, tell me the secret to losing so many fish, dude.
I don't know, marvelous hooks.
Ethical fishing.
Ethical.
He is nice, dude.
These fish feel huge on this rod.
Dude.
No! Broke my whole rig. My whole rig's gone.
No! Are you?
There is the danger zone, dude.
Freaking kill myself.
Did you just miss another?
Dude, I hooked him, and I didn't think that was a fish. So I let off just barely.
It's a giant rock.
I thought it was a rock, so I let off right as I hooked him. So I really hope he's hooked good.
Holy smoke.
With the sun setting and a long hike back to camp, we were having one last cast syndrome big time. And tonight it would pay off with the most beautiful fish I've ever seen come out of a river.
There he is.
Nice, dude.
Let's go, dude!
Come on, Bubby.
This is crazy. Holy shit. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. My fly wasn't even in the water 5 seconds, bro. Holy shit. My fly was literally like just hit the water.
Dude, oh! Don't put your rod tip up, dude. Get off. Focus, bro. Walk back, walk back.
Holy shit.
Get up close to the bank.
Oh my gosh.
Dude! This fish is crazy! Look at that fish, dude! Holy shit! Look at that!
Holy crap! Dude, these are freaking... That's still one of the biggest cutthroat I've ever seen.
That's a Monda! Dude.
That's one of the biggest cutthroat I've ever seen, dude. Not a Lahontan.
Yeah. Like in a river?
In a river. We've missed about 8 fish in a row. We have not been on our game. And with the light, with the sun going down, it was perfect. The setup was perfect, the float was perfect, and he gave up a fight, and we were able to land him in the net, and it's a huge fish.
You don't even know what to say.
I don't, dude. My heart is pounding.
Dude, look at that fish. It's all colored up too.
Oh my gosh.
We still have a whole nother day.
Dude, that was epic. Oh my gosh. I cannot even believe that right now. Oh. I'm like shaking, dude.
You tired, buddy?
Yeah.
You look tired. You look like you just came out of hibernation, dog. What's the program for today, dude?
I don't know. Gotta figure it out first.
It's crazy how much it can change in one night.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good fish.
It's not a brown.
It's a rainbow. It's a good one, though.
Let's see what he ate.
I know. We should pump its stomach.
Do you have a pump?
Yeah.
Forgot mine.
Nice work. Dude, that's a great fish.
Hallelujah, man. Thanks, dude.
Tan or brown or gray.
Look at all.
Pumped the cutthroat stomach. We only saw gray sow bugs, so I threw a gray sow bug on, or scud, and that's what he just ate. So
Big Western water has this allure of giant resident trout, and when we do our homework, things can fall into place and we can catch a few. Today was different. It was like every giant rainbow in the river was sprinting towards our flies.
Dude, you give the world greatest net jobs.
That's what I'm good. That's what I'm used for.
Right now, we are dealing with a kind of annoying problem, but a good one. Since spring has finally arrived, and it hit fast here in Utah, so much snow has melted that the rivers are chocolate milk brown. And this has just turned into an adventure where we're hoping to get away from all of the runoff. And I think we have a pretty unique way of doing that and catching a lot of fish.
Zippered waders so we can pee in the water and cause a beta hatch by raising the water temperature. Yeah, I mean, we've got a bunch of like crawfish guts that we're gonna chum up the water.
There we go, that's fish. You want? Yeah. There, boy. Yeah. Dude, look at that slender
30-inch. That's good. Yeah, better than nothing.
Every winter, the high elevation bodies of still water completely freeze here in northern Utah. This one in particular is full of very hungry bear-leg cutthroat. Each spring, as the ice recedes, these fish feed aggressively in the open water. If the stars align for us, there's a shot that these fish will annihilate the streamer.
That was a hot one, dude. He had a lot of energy. So sick. So cold. Freaking so cold. That's another great cutty. That's so sick. That sounds pretty. Yeah. We'll gloves off. Time to get cold and personal with this guy. Look at that shot.
Brother! That's a fish!
Heck yeah.
What do you think of these puppies, dude?
This one's cool.
It's a cut.
Lots of spots.
We were learning that just earlier that week, this section of open water had been completely covered by ice. These opportunistic little trout couldn't leave a leech alone, and the light dipping beneath the horizon made conditions prime for them to eat in shallow water.
Pretty nice color. Like, oh, that water's cold.
I know it sucks when you put your hands in, huh? It's freezing.
I was stripping slow earlier, but now it's kind of like a pop, and yeah, they're freaking nailing it. Yeah, they've been eating boobies and leeches. Only black though. Black and chartreuse.
I think this is a good camp spot, dude. This is a
this'll
fire
work
pit right
as
here.
long as it doesn't say.
It doesn't say we can't camp here, does it?
I don't. Whatever those signs say right there, we can't really see them that well. Somebody should
Yeah.
go out and check.
What does that sign say to your right?
It says attention anglers, special fishing regulations.
There's a fire pit
I
right
think
here,
we
dude.
should
We
just
can do it.
send it because
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
can.
be up so early. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit so I'm away from the fire.
Yeah, make sure you put it somewhere else.
I might have just got us stuck.
Yeah, did you just drive right into?
I
the
just
mud?
drove right
What
into
an
some
idiot.
really mud.
Just put it in 4 low. 4 low and lock your differential.
I've never even done that before.
Okay. Now back up slowly.
You're a good dad. Wow. Like nothing ever happened, bro. Dang, look at us go.
You almost.
Look at that rut, bro.
Almost drove us straight into the lake.
I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I put most of my food in the cooler, but I just figured, we're here for a few days. I'll bring a giant pack of hot dogs up, and those did not make it into the cooler. So I think the pack of hot dogs that sat in my garage for 3 days.
Something smells good over there. Probably the scent of 20 rotten wieners
Whoa,
burning.
whoa.
I never would have ate those. I can't believe you thought about it.
I would have died, dude.
No, you probably just would have had it so bad.
Just 3-day garage hot dogs.
What if they didn't even digest, and what if they just came out as solid hot dogs out of your...
Well. Michael,
Here we are, and are we here?
that doesn't make any sense, but yeah, here we are.
Dude, look how glassy that is. That's so beautiful.
We got about 0 sleep to come where we know the fishing's good.
Christian checked the temperature last night, and it's supposed to drop another couple degrees before it starts getting warm. And I'm not super excited for that.
That's fishing.
Attaboy. What you got going on over here, dude?
Just a pretty good fish on it.
Little rainbow action, dude. That one had some spice to him, dude.
Hopefully the wind will pick up a little bit more and it'll be a little consistent, but I just got this guy and he's pretty solid. I feel pretty good about that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, good as new for these world-class cutthroat here on this super secret river.
Yeah, this is a crazy
Super secret
river.
lake, I mean.
Nah, dude, look at this river.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah, we're
as far as
actually
rivers go.
we're targeting spawning cutthroat on the White River in Arkansas right now. That's our goal.
With the sun coming up and the lake fishing really slowing down on our Stillwater adventure, we decided it might be time for a little bit of a side quest.
The fishing majorly slowed down. So we are going to some moving water with a chance of catching some big old browns.
So you want it to land on that shelf,
And then just start ticking down.
because they're like looking up on the shelf, I feel like a lot of the time.
I had one fish on as I was just walking down the river, kind of chucking into holes. And I look over, my bobber's going up the river, and there's this big dark blob kind of moving with it. And I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't really connect with my set. But this river is so frustrating because it's all of 20 feet wide, and you can see giant browns all over the place.
Just trying to find something that will get one of them. Gosh, dude, I hate looking at that. Literally is a 20-inch brown I'm looking at right there. I'm even pulling out like old stuff, you know, stuff that you just have in your box and you're like, I don't know why I have that. That's never gonna catch anything. And now we are doing some shameful things. I had no chance here today, but it was cool to come explore.
Exploring new water doesn't go perfectly every time, but before we left the high Utah mountains, we needed one last tussle with these native Bear Lake cutthroat.
Wow, how do you
Camden's like, shut up.
Go Bear Lake cutthroat.
Ow! Oh, there he goes. What a beautiful release. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the net job.
We kind of stuck it through and we've been able to get on quite a few more good fish just by switching up leech patterns and depths and things like that. And yeah, this guy honestly fought harder than any of the other fish today, so in my opinion that's kind of a fitting end to the day.
For that moment, when we connect with that fish, the feathers making up our flies are the closest thing to a time machine. All the time and research and casting leads up to this memory where the busyness and fleeting nature of the world completely go away. Standing in the wild places we seek out, we get just a few moments with the spotted creatures that call those same wild places home. It's spots and feathers sending me home full of whatever that feeling is we chase in life.
Head up, head up. Oh, bro. Freaking